Gaming keyboards are something I've been excited to return to for quite some time, and now that I'm actually branching out into other realms of tech that aren't just unreliable TV remotes, I said, you know what? How about I buy that keyboard I've been dreaming about since 2018? You know, the one that everyone covered years ago, and just to add insult to injury, the universe is going to shoot me in the back of the head by releasing the V2 version a week after I get mine. So today we're reviewing the Razer Huntsman Elite, a keyboard that in my opinion is great for us gamer boys who also like to do a little bit of editing or script writing or essay writing in their spare time.
Who is writing essays in their spare time?
Wow, I suck dick at writing scripts. While I haven't had an insane amount of experience with mechanical keyboards, I have gotten to experience quite a few keyboards that do what the Razer Huntsman Elite does best. And that is mixing performance and comfortability without really sacrificing in one category or the other. So today I'll be detailing my experience with the Razer Huntsman Elite and why I personally think it's still worth people's time 3 years into its lifespan. No, not at its retail price. Jesus God, not at its retail price. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of at least one of the many crazy, awesome features that the Huntsman Elite boasts, because when researching mechanical keyboards, you are kind of destined to come across this thing 1,000 different times from 1,000 different people who are, in all likelihood, Razer stands who are just going to smash Razer keyboards into your brain until you buy one. But the Huntsman keyboards are best known for their clicky optical switches that are crafted by the snake gods themselves. It also boasts custom media keys and a digital dial, which can be used for other purposes and is extremely awesome. Stay tuned. And Razer's signature flamboyant RGB that goes all the way around the sides of the keyboard and the wrist rest. You can't chill for a second with the RGB. I'm pretty sure if you asked nicely, they'd probably make you an RGB... I can't think of anything because they've already done it to everything. But the Huntsman Elite seems to have it all, at least for people who don't seem to do just gaming. I'd like to start off with how this keyboard feels, because I don't know if you guys have heard this one or not, but all those cool, awesome keyboards that look like they're so, awesome for gaming because they're small, and they're compact, and they're fast, some of those keyboards aren't the best for, anything else. I don't look at normal TKL keyboards and think, wow, that looks like something I want to spend 8 hours editing on. And it's not even about the size of TKL keyboards, it's just about how your average mechanical or gaming keyboard is built. I like something with some kind of wrist rest, keys that aren't too hard to hit, and a design that doesn't push your keys so high up that it's kind of like your hands are sitting there like this. But my hands are kind of weird. I'm heading into the carpal tunnel stages of my life, and I'm very, very picky about how my peripherals feel, so that's more of a personal thing. Luckily, the Huntsman feels amazing, and this wrist rest is god tier. It provides a hefty amount of cushion, keeps your hands kind of not propped up too high, but level with the keys so you aren't hitting the whatever the hell this shit is. But my weird ass hands absolutely love this wrist rest. The wrist rest is amazing, it props your hands up perfectly. The only downside I could see with it is it can get dirty very, very easily, which is why I clean mine off every couple of days. If you're not careful with this, spit from when you talk and sweat from your hands or whatever else you're putting on your wrist rest. Do you? It can get very, very dirty. So that's really the only complaint I have. It is connected via magnets, so instead of having it connected to the keyboard and having it just sit there and flop around, you just pop it on, pop it off. Another thing that makes this wrist rest a lot easier to use are the feet on the bottom of the Huntsman Elite. And instead of your average 1 feet setting to prop your keyboard up just a little bit, the Huntsman Elite actually has 2, and they're really, really good actually. One is kind of like your average mechanical keyboard with your average feet, and then the other one is kind of like, I wouldn't really say extreme. It might be a little extreme if you aren't using the wrist rest, but if you're buying a Huntsman Elite, but the Huntsman not only feels great, but is built very, very well. It actually kind of seems like Razer took the approach of, let's make a gaming keyboard that combines performance with comfort that'll also last an eternity, with its metal faceplate and its plastic base plate, and actually a weirdly well-built wrist rest for no reason. But the real star of the longevity show is the switches. You know what else is the star of the show? My segues, because they're better than Linus Tech Tips. You guys can't say they're not. Don't say they're not. Don't say they're not. I will get mad and delete your comment. These bad boys are what Razer deem its clicky optical switches. Not only are these bad boys some of the fastest switches you can get on the market today, but due to their extremely simple design that requires very few moving parts and very little friction, these switches are rated to last 2 times longer than the industry standard of 50 million presses, which means these switches are rated for 100 million presses. The cherry, watch this, wait for it, the cherry on top is that these switches basically feel and sound like better Cherry MX Blues. 45 grams of actuation force in comparison to the 50 grams of actuation force you're getting with Cherry MX Blue switches. They're a bit faster, and on top of that, they sound and feel very similar. Well, I forgot some shit. So I forgot a couple of things about this keyboard. This kid over here, he's retarded. Actuation point, 1.5 millimeters. You can also outfit this thing with linear switches, which makes this keyboard a bit cheaper, I believe. And they're quiet, they're softer to hit, they're easier to hit than even these ones, and they're good if you're looking for something silent. Also, got about to do a sound test right here, but I just want to say, haven't done keyboard reviews in a little while. Terrible at them, cut me some fucking slack. I apologize for the shitty quality of this one and my dog shit hair. I have to like upload this video in a couple hours. This is gonna be terrible. Y'all want a typing test though? I forgot to do a typing test. You wanna hear this thing? You up, huh? Alright, I'm gonna let the idiot take back over. Bye. However, the slight difference in actuation force actually makes it a bit easier on my hands. Cherry MX Blue switches cause fatigue in my hands more rapidly than these switches do, and that's something I've noticed. Yeah, 5 gram difference. Every person who runs a tech channel has little to no muscle mass, I promise you that. Bullshit. Moving on. I love these switches from Razer. They're extremely fast, faster than anything I've used before, and on top of that, they're so fast, they made me buy the Flash Fortnite skin. It might be worth mentioning that I just recently turned 18. The keycaps, while they're not everyone's favorite PBT, double shot, whatever the hell, they are Razer's ABS keycaps, which are not the most premium feeling things on the planet, but they are better than every mid-tier keyboard, and most of the high-end keyboards that I've tried, they don't have some crazy custom keycaps on them that feel like, I don't know, silk. I felt keys that feel like silk. Who wants to play with keys that feel like silk? These keycaps, just like every other keyboard, while they do get a bit glossy because of the greases on your hand, it's not as bad as my HyperX Alloy FPS Pro, which was my previous big name keyboard on the channel. You can also get new keycaps for these. Razer makes their own, HyperX makes some, I don't really care. It's like buying new thumbsticks for a controller, it just doesn't, I don't get it. My favorite feature on this controller that I'm actually quite surprised I've been using has to be the media keys and the digital dial. Fuck! I listen to a lot of Windows Media Player while I'm playing my games, editing my videos, or writing the words that you're hearing right now in a script. The dial is amazing. Out of the box, it controls your volume, but you can map it to do other things. I've heard 1 or 2 people tell me that they've used it to switch weapons in game, or they've used it to have zoom on a Chrome tab. For whatever reason. I don't know why people would be doing that. Why do you do that? Who zooms in on Chrome tabs? Do you do that? The cool thing is, you can map the digital dial to literally anything, so the possibilities are endless. My favorite part about this dial, though, has to be, and it's gonna be weird, it has to be the RGB, because watch this. Volume up, volume down, mute. Pretty cool, right? You know what else is awesome? The function keys also have reactive RGB. So when you press down the function key, all the other buttons that have functions to them light up and all the rest of the RGB turns off. It's so cool, right? Because Razer can't help themselves but pay attention to all the small details. But the big details? Software bugs? Razer Synapse 3 is broken? The Razer Wolverine controller software is buggy as hell and it's kind of useless on PC sometimes? Oh my god, no, you're just gonna have to deal with that. Because the Huntsman Elite needs RGB on the function keys. Stop being lazy, please. I see you guys doing so many cool things, and you guys could do so much, but you guys are so lazy. I love Razer to pieces, but I have to make a video about this. Since we're already talking about the RGB, it's probably a good idea to mention that I won't be going over the software in this video. Instead, I will link a full Razer Synapse 3.0 tutorial for the Razer Huntsman Elite in the comments section and the description. Going over software takes way too much time in these videos, but in terms of my opinions on Razer Synapse, I like it. Most of the time. It's buggy as hell. Razer's keypads, all their keypads have issues with Synapse that they still haven't fixed, even though their keypads have been out for like 3 or 4 years at this point. The new ones, the Tartarus's eyes. tortoises. However, changing the RGB, mapping buttons, mapping macros, and saving profiles to the keyboard here, which has a hybrid onboard memory, those things are actually pretty easy when there aren't bugs in the way of that. It's super accessible, and I currently use the Corsair iCUE software as well as Synapse for RGB on my devices. If all softwares are anything like iCUE, I hate them. I hate them to pieces. I hate them so much. No. I'm almost done with the video. I'm almost done. I gotta stop getting mad about things. I'm losing my shit over things I'm not even reviewing. Back to the RGB. While there isn't too much I can go in detail with the RGB, it is, in my opinion, the best. Razer has like the best RGB. It is the most vibrant, it is the most colorful, it is the most dynamic. Honestly, I don't really see another company doing RGB as well as Razer does. One big con, and it's probably the biggest con of the Huntsman Elite, I felt like offended. I felt offended when I saw this, because I didn't see this. No one said anything about this in any of the reviews I'd watched, any of the reviews I looked at online, no one said anything about this. This keyboard uses two USB connections, one specifically for RGB. At least I'm assuming, because it has a little light thing on it. You've lost your goddamn mind. I know, this was fixed on the Razer Huntsman V2 analog. I also heard the Razer Huntsman V2 analog has USB pass-through, which isn't a thing here either. I already am like really tight on USB ports. I have these three up here filled. I have those three up there filled. I have the 4 or 5 in the back all filled. That is disrespect. That is blatant disrespect. And I'm glad it's not a thing anymore with the new keyboard. That is disrespectful though. 2 fucking ports. And look at this cord. It looks like an extension cord. Like one of those beefy extension cords. Like, do you need this much power for a keyboard? Gonna be honest, it's probably for the wrist rest, which also has RGB around the edges, and it's beautiful. Love it. But, is that worth another... I don't think it's... No, I don't think that's worth another USB port, if I'm honest. So how am I going to sum up or conclude this video? To be honest, I don't really know. The Huntsman Elite does definitely seem to be worth not its retail price, but it seems to be worth it to at least some category of people out there, and I think I figured it out. Much like buying computer parts, you buy your parts dependent upon what you're going to be using it for. And the Huntsman Elite seems to be made for people who want to combine gaming at a casual or competitive rate with things like script writing, essay writing, video editing, things that are more tied to productivity. This keyboard seems like it is for someone who's looking for something long-term that is going to perform long-term consistently and consistently well. For a price under about $150, $160, I can definitely recommend this keyboard. At its retail price of $200, there's no fucking way in hell. You might as well pay the extra $50 and get keys on your Huntsman Elite that are literally like throttle. Razer's doing some cool things right now. If you're someone who just plays first-person shooters and maybe watches YouTube here and there, or yeah, that's what I'm assuming a lot of people are. If you're just playing first-person shooters, third-person shooters, watching YouTube, and you want to get something like this, I can recommend it. However, there are other keyboards out there that'd be better suited for you. If you're not going to be doing an insane amount of typing or productivity, something like the Huntsman Elite wouldn't be ideal because of desk space. You can get something smaller, for cheaper, or even the same price, that offers some of, if not the exact same features. And if you go with someone like SteelSeries, you can get a keyboard that is marginally faster, with keys that are highly customizable, for a price that is $20 less than the Huntsman retail. So I'm guessing there's got to be a way to find these keyboards out there for like $150, $160. These switches are crazy, this wrist rest is amazing, and it's built well. Built real well. But I can't see someone who just does gaming getting the full use out of this keyboard. But that's just my opinion. You could play literally just Minecraft and you could still want to buy it. That'd be fine. I'll actually be leaving a link down to Amazon. Maybe even if I can find an official Razer post on eBay, maybe I'll link that too. I'm not going to link any of the places where it's being sold at retail prices because I can't recommend this at that price. I'd recommend buying it used before you buy it at that price, dude. I got lucky as hell and I bought mine used for $120, brand new. Never used once, not a single time. But when it comes to keyboards, they're probably one of the more reliable things you could buy used and still kind of expect to work. With that though, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And before you go, I gotta shout out our members and say a few things. I'd love to give a huge shout out to our members, JG, Waterless, God, Exo Casper, Noah Jacques, Ninzaki, Maynard Lano, Young, Rockstar, Mr. Deadeye, not Jinj4, Jinja, because I'm as dense as a goddamn rock, Billy Rob Organs, and HD Striker. Again, thank you boys so much. I appreciate you. If you want to become a member, bow. This Friday is the 1 month update for the Elite Series 2. Really excited. I'll also be doing a review on my mouse here sometime soon. I got a new wireless mouse that's okay. To be honest, this is one of those situations where I'm kind of regretting not buying a Razer product, and I feel like shit because I have nothing but Razer products right now. But I'm branching out into other things. I'm buying some more stuff this month. In fact, I'm probably just going to buy a graphics card. Yes, I know. I have a fucking tendency to say I'm not doing things and then doing those things, okay? Leave me alone. I need more power, and this RX 580 is loud and power hungry and it's greedy. I'm torturing myself right now. I'm going to end the video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like, drop a sub, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.